to go.
So which platforms are the lives being broadcasted?
Just on YouTube.
Okay.
Okay. Let me just do that. All right, everybody, welcome to our YouTube, to our live stream. Today we're talking buses, and this is the first of many, I hope, where we'll have a chance to talk about buses and talk about stuff related to the industry. There's 5 of us on the panel today, and everybody's just going to introduce themselves. You all know me, I'm the Kumba guy, and I hope today is going to be an exciting time. Thanks for joining us, and yeah, I'll just give a moment for everybody to introduce themselves. I've got 4 other guests with me. They'll tell us their names and they'll tell us which country they're from, and we shall move on from there. So, welcome to this live stream, and let's enjoy the discussion. Feel free to post questions in the comments, to join the discussion through the comments, and we'll get on together. Anybody can start, guys. Please introduce yourselves and let's go.
Okay, I'll start. Patrick from Zambia.
Yeah, my name is Gwakanya Yasi from South Africa.
My name is Robson in South Africa too. That's where I am now.
And excuse, I'm Rodney Malobela from Botswana.
All right, welcome everybody. Once again, let's enjoy ourselves and let's see how this goes. So we've been planning to have this chat for a very long time on Facebook groups where we talk a lot about buses and share our pictures and posters and videos and all those things. There's a very big bus community on Facebook, and we all love buses. We all love traveling, and it's a very big passion. There's a lot of interesting elements of bus travel, and there's a lot of interesting elements of buses themselves, the machine, and there's a lot of interesting stuff about the bus industry. Southern Africa is quite an integrated region, and there's a lot of very good cooperation and travel between SADC compared to Eastern Africa and anywhere north of Zambia. But the rest of Southern Africa, I think we're brothers, eh? We we cooperate a lot with each other. So yeah, there's a lot we have in common, and we visit each other so much. So it's very easy for us to talk about things we all know about and are familiar with. Okay, so anybody to tell us, welcome everybody who's on YouTube. There's already somebody. There's already 2 people, 3 people. So welcome Stars Love, welcome Butterfly, and good to have you. If you have questions for my guests and anything, please feel free to ask them in the comments, and we'll be sure to discuss these things. So, anybody to start off this discussion, tell us about why you love buses, or why you love traveling, or why you love buses or why you love traveling. Then we'll pick it up from there.
Can I start?
Go ahead. Ladies first.
Okay. The reason why I love buses is because they actually hit different from a car, you know. And buses are very nice to travel with. So
I think
Sorry about that. I just got some disturbance. Sorry. I apologize, everyone. So,
No
anyways,
problem.
as I was saying, I love buses because everything it has to offer. You know, you can have like everything within a bus, and it's more convenient traveling on long distances. Uh, Traveling by bus in general is just very nice for a lot of us, especially us bus lovers and bus spotters, bus fanatics. And yeah, and I love traveling by bus mostly. I really don't get a chance to travel by bus a lot, as much as everyone else does. But yeah, you see, traveling by bus is actually nice, though. That's what I have to say.
All right, thanks. Anybody, please, let's take it on, guys. What do you love about traveling by bus? Yes, Ronnie, is that a comment?
Okay. Is Ronnie coming on?
You can go ahead. You can go ahead, Patrick.
All right. Anyway, I think for me, when we talk about buses, yeah, for me, when we talk about buses, it's mainly the actual business behind it, and generally, yeah, for the love of the engineering that is put on into making those machines. But mostly it's because of the love of travel, having been or still been an avid traveler, and finding that anyway within our continent, most of the travel is by bus, unless if you're able to afford air transport, which is quite expensive. Therefore, makes it a bit difficult to jump on planes, but now rely on buses. So, being someone who has traveled a lot around the continent, both southern, eastern, actually, in Central Africa. So, got to love traveling, and generally, that's where I got into buses. And the good thing is that having the interest of motor vehicles, big ones for that matter. So that brought me into aspect of buses, and and then the issue of how the bus companies operate, what goes into making a company tick, the ups and downs, and therefore that brought me to have that deep interest in getting to know what happens around these companies that we see.
Before we go too far, guys, for those who don't know, Patrick here is a big celebrity, okay? Uh, Patrick started.
A celebrity.
Yes. Many of you do not know, but Patrick is the original admin for the Zambia Long Distance Buses Facebook group. Okay, that's I think for me that's the most active Facebook group I'm on, and
The biggest
it's
group.
his yes. Thanks to him, all of us have joined, and it's become a very big community. I think it's 70K now, even 80. Eh? I don't know the count,
Yeah, it's a lot.
but
Yeah,
I don't know
heading
how you
towards
got
the
that
90.
idea. But we're very thankful that you did, and it's brought together a lot of people. You never know that there's so many people who are into this kind of thing until you come on and you find everybody everywhere, and So, but thank you, Patrick. We have to really give it up to you for this, and it's gone. It's spread like coronavirus all over Southern Africa. Is
Yeah.
We even have company owners in there from South Africa. Just imagine.
in the Zambia one?
Hmm.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The owner of
I think
Elders
Mr.
is there.
Mushin Mula is in there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he is there. He has commented on like on a few posts when all the coaches was operating in Zambia back in 2019. He was there.
Yeah, yeah.
Who's that?
So that's been good. So thanks, Patrick. You've been an inspiration, and we love the group, and everybody's happy. And let's keep it up. As we continue,
Robson asked a question.
let me just before Robson's question, let me just welcome Deep Kid Nino Brown. Nino, welcome. Introduce yourself and tell us why you love traveling. That's what we're answering.
Okay, good evening, guys. The name is Deep Kid here from Gauteng. So basically, what I love about buses is the engines only, nothing more. Nothing more. Yeah, especially the Volvo. Yeah, that's what I love.
Volvo, it's different. You heard it, Ronnie.
Although he says he loves the Volvo, he's a fan of the Inos engine, that legendary red Inos bus. So I don't know what engine's in that bus, but we'll get back to that.
I think it's the Cummins engine, the N14.
That's a massive machine. Do you like traveling? So we're answering the question: why do you like traveling, and why do you like traveling by bus?
Okay, me, I'm not a traveling person. Why I'm saying this is because always traveling between two provinces. So I wouldn't say I love traveling, but then I just love buses, the comfort and everything.
That's good. That's good. Well, thank you and welcome. Settle in, and let's continue. Ronnie, it's your turn. Let's hear from Botswana. How's Botswana? Is Ronnie going to get a drink of water?
Can you give me a moment? I'll be back.
Okay, no problem. Robson, tell us about why you enjoy traveling.
I like traveling because more comfortable.
I can barely hear you, so you have to speak up.
Knowledge that inspires us.
Say again.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, a little better now.
Yes. So I say I like traveling. Especially by bus because there is a lot of technology, comfort, and everything. South Africa ends about a day traveling during the day. I don't know how was you guys like traveling. because I know some people here that like traveling at night, but I prefer in the afternoon. That's why that's the main reason why I like traveling during the day so that I can see. Yeah, so
Okay, I've got. Thanks a lot. Though we could barely hear some of the things you said. I've got 2 comments on YouTube. Firstly, I want to say welcome to everybody else who's coming on YouTube. Number one, um, it's the most potent way of making lifetime priceless memories. Okay, so apparently it's an easy way of making memories. Okay, some of us have got a lot. All of us have got a lot of memories from traveling by bus. So it's a very potent way, as somebody said, of making memories. Number two, another comment is the great thing is driving is done by someone else. For those who drive, you know that driving is hectic, especially very long distances. Although driving is enjoyable, I have to say, driving is very enjoyable, but sometimes it is hectic. So yeah, I think that's one advantage, especially in long distance. You can do other things. For me, I can vlog, for example. You know, you can talk on the phone, you can do some other things. But nonetheless, those are some of the comments in the chat about the advantages of traveling by bus. Now, we'll talk about, we've got 2 engine gurus here before Ronnie comes back. We've got 2 people here who are talking about the vehicles and the machines and the engines. So let's start this battle. Deep Kid says Volvo. Patrick will probably say Scania. Patrick, are you a Scania guy or what are you? So we've got MAN as a chassis manufacturer as well. We've got Mercedes, which is not so very as common. But yes, let's talk about this. Volvo versus Scania. I think those are the 2 most common. Where are we going?
Volvo,
Yeah,
All I
I
know
think I
is
can begin.
one way, Volvo, please.
all I know is that Ronnie is a huge Scania fan. That one.
Yeah,
Now
honestly,
I am all about Volvo. Volvo all the way.
as for me, I think Scania does it. Although of late, I'm getting to like the Volvos, but the Scania does it for me.
I think here we can tell which country you're from. South Africa seems to be very biased towards Volvo. I don't know what Volvo did to South Africa, but
If you go to Botswana, you'll find most of the buses are Scania there. Like literally 95% of them.
if you come to Zambia, you'll find that most of our buses, I think a lot of them are Scania. That was just, um, yeah, there's very few Volvo. I think Partos have 1 or 2 Volvos and so on, but most of them are Scania. Euro Africa have maintained their Mercedes Benz. They love Mercedes Benz, but we have a lot of Scania here as well. So it's always interesting. I think this discussion has come up on the group on Facebook before, and many people will talk about the service provided and after sales parts and so on. So this plays a very big role in the predominance of a certain manufacturer. So if you can easily find service, if you can easily find parts, then you're sure to find that particular engine very common. Although here in Zambia, it's been very funny because we have a lot of Volvo trucks, but very few Volvo buses. So I've always wondered how that. Patrick, what's with that? Why do we have FH, FM, but very little Volvo buses?
Okay. I think for the Zambian situation, the issue could have been the after sales service. When you look at the Volvos, for example, It's only currently that we have titanium that is dealing directly in Volvo after sales services and all the other services that you can get from them. And they are now actually also supplying. Most of the times, supplies used to come from the South African Volvo dealership. So when it came to buses, I think having, first of all, relied on the Scanias, especially during those days when we mainly used to run front engine buses. And that's when, and of all the big dealerships, Scania has been here for a long time. Therefore, they did create a market space which was conducive for having Scanias run. But as for the trucks, it's been a Volvo Scania thing. If you remember very well, actually, before the Volvos became famous, we used to have mainly Scanias also for trucks. But then there's been a power shift towards the Volvo trucks. So for the bus industry, I think Scania has performed well. And as you know, that as a brand keeps on, as a brand evolves, and as the brand gets in people who are qualified enough, people who are able to provide you service at any time you need it, and then definitely you get to have the brand selling. Reason why you've talked about Euro Africa. Euro Africa is mainly in Mercedes. Also, although they did cross, they have earlier Scanias, especially the front engines ones, and then they moved on to the Mercedes for the rear engines. Although they did get to mix it up with some Scanias, the rear engine centuries. But the same way applies because they have good service from Southern Cross Motors, especially on their Mercedes-Benz. And that's why currently I think the biggest fleet is made up of the Mercedes-Benz. So generally, it all goes down to the service providers and the brand manufacturers and how good they are with their after-sales work and everything. So that's what led to Zambia being a Scania country and most of us actually getting to love Scania. So I think that's the reason. But if actually you guys, Dicey and Deep Kid, you guys were also Scania. It's only recently that you turned to Volvos. And I know
backstabbers.
And yeah, probably, I mean, everything comes down to what the brand offers, the services that follow it up. I think that's where everything comes down to. So if you get a good after-sales service, you get good parts availability on demand and everything like that. And then I think that will drive a brand forward. And hence the reason why we have Scania dominating here, other than the Volvos in the bus sector.
So in other words, Volvo doesn't focus that much on buses in Zambia.
Yes. So for us in Zambia, we are the Volvo dealership mainly focuses on the trucks. It's only recent, now that Volvo has become a little bit active in our market here in Zambia, and they are trying to get to penetrate. So they are able to provide the service. If you're able to visit Titanium Motors, they are able to provide the after-sales service and anything that you may need for your coach. That is if you're bringing in a Volvo coach. So of late, they're pushing to make it a big brand here. And actually, as well, we know that when it comes to the cost of chassis, the Volvo chassis is a little bit low on price as compared to the Scania chassis. And that is one driving factor actually, which may be leading to a lot of people to start opting for the Volvo chassis. So Scania needs to be careful. And if they don't get to match the prices, they may lose out on customers because the prices of the chassis are higher for the Scanias as compared to those of the Volvos. And actually, in time, you'll find that as soon as the Volvo dealership network goes throughout the whole of Southern Africa, then I think Scania will be in trouble. They'll be in trouble. And that will lead to a big balance shift of power. But the other thing that Volvo misses it out, especially on the bus chassis, is that the prominent chassis they have is the rear engine chassis, whereby they don't have the front engine chassis, especially for heavy haulage. because when you look at the Scanias, they have the current one, which is the F360s. Even if the F310s are no longer in production, so Volvo will need to match up to that, and that is where MIN actually is catching up with their HB4s and the HB3s, which were being offered. So you find that Volvo is lagging behind in the front-engined bus section, which is the one which is mainly found around Zimbabwe. Same applies to Botswana. So you find that that's where the trouble is. But if they're able to develop a front-engine chassis for a bus that is as powerful as the F360s and the HB4s, and then I think Volvo will also be up.
Like we all know, the
Ronnie,
owner
I
of
can
Jordan.
see you somewhere.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back.
You're back. Tell us why you like traveling, and you can answer the question Volvo versus Scania. We have a leakage about you, but you can tell us yourself. Volvo.
I think it's more about the engineering part of the bus that makes me love traveling. I love seeing how those machines perform, especially the Scania, because I'm one person who, what can I say? Who looks, I look deep into detail. So that's why I love sitting at the front there. I want to see what's happening, especially on the dashboard. You get me?
So tell us, Scania or Volvo, and why? What's predominant in Botswana?
It's Scania. Scania all the way.
Is that why you love Scania?
He's a Scania fan as well.
Because I'm a Scania fan, I think, because growing up it's only now we see a bit of Volvo machines, but from way back, it's always been Scania till now. Scania is winning this side. It's a few operators who go for Mercedes and MAN and Volvo, but mostly they go for Scania. And I think it's because of the services Scania offers in cases of a breakdown and maintenance wise. I think it's easy.
We've got a comment in the YouTube chat, and from Colin Lasso. Colin says, by the way, in East Africa, Nissan Diesel, Isuzu, and Leyland were all edged out by Scania sometime in the mid-90s. So Scania became a more popular brand. That's in East Africa. And then he goes on to say Isuzu in Uganda and Kenya engines and chassis from General Motors with front engines. East Africa. Who's got a comment about East Africa?
I've got no comment on that one.
Is East Africa Tanzania?
Yes, Tanzania, East Africa, Kenya, Uganda, and a number of those countries.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why don't they have these regular coaches we have, like these long ones, the 14-meter, 15 meters buses over there?
I was asking myself that
4x2,
question.
4x2.
Okay. Maybe I can get to answer on that one.
Okay.
Actually, I did live in Kenya for about a period of about 6 years. Now, the East African market is a bit different. The reasons are that mainly, if we look at the leading economy in East Africa, which is Kenya, it's an economy whereby they want to promote their local bus body fabricators. And the kind of laws that they do come up with are laws that mainly do promote those kind of products for them. Hence, you find that For example, Tanzania only recently did they change their length laws. They changed the laws from 12.5 meter long buses, and they now allow up to 14-meter buses. So very soon, actually, we may be able to see at least 14-meter buses in Tanzania. Especially the Viaggios, because they like the Viaggios a lot, and the Andare FLs. We may be able to see them there in front engine Scania chassis. Now, as when it comes to the rest of East Africa, I think when you go to Kenya and then you add Uganda, probably, yeah, you add, we can put Rwanda in that equation as well. But you find that Tanzania is a Scania country, nothing else. Only recently that they got in the Chinese machines, and now they are the leading buses that they operate. But Nissan Diesel no longer available. Actually, the Nissan Diesels which they used to operate were with those cross-border operators. And currently you find that what they do actually is that they would just change the engines. They put a Scania diff and a Scania engine, especially the 114s. So you find that most notably, you find that most of the Nissan Diesels have been phased out of the market. That is for the Tanzanian market. For the Kenyan market, I don't think they still have any Nissan Diesels. Those guys are mainly Scania and Isuzu, whereby they use truck chassis, especially for the Isuzu buses. As for the Scania, that's where they get to mix it up, the truck chassis with the bus chassis. So you find that those guys have been like that, and due to the promotion of their local manufacturing sector, they have like enacted laws which make it difficult for anyone to import any of these coaches that we run here in Southern Africa. I think that's what I can say about the East African situation.
So in Kenya, right, you talked about locals. So in other words, the overseas brands.
Sorry?
I'm talking about like Kenya, right? You said something about locals, right?
Yeah. Okay. When I said local, I mean the bodies. So you find that
you said,
yeah.
Keep on talking.
Oh, okay. Like for the Kenyans, you find that they build their own bodies. They've got bodybuilders or body manufacturers, like there's that famous one, which is Master Fabricators. And then they've got another one, which is Ban Bros. And then there's also LSHS, I think Lab Scene and something. So they've got quite a few bodybuilders who get to build their bodies for them. But the chassis they do import, just like any other place. They get to import chassis, mostly truck chassis, which they convert into buses and bus chassis. But you find that they mainly rely on local bodybuilding. As for the chassis, they get to import.
So it's all about locals, but local bus bodies, that's it.
Yeah. Yes, actually, if you've managed to see, you can see that the length restrictions do play a part in that, as well as the amount of duties that they get to pay. So actually, anyway, on duties, I think we just pay the same duties, because like for Zambia, it is 16% and 25%. So the duties, I think, are the same throughout all the countries. So their main reason is just to promote local industry, local bodybuilding industry. That's it. And that's why the Kenyans have mainly rely on their local bodybuilding industry for them to build coach bodies for them.
Okay, I understand.
So I remember one time Euro Africa, the new bus, when it visited, I don't know, it's Kenya or I don't know. it had this abnormal load put on the front.
Yeah, actually, you find
Really?
that those days, anything that exceeded 12.5 meters was labeled as an abnormal load. We used to have Wadachovo buses flying the Zambia Dar es Salaam route. And the main reason why they actually had to stop that route was due to the fact that they were being charged extra costs for operating abnormal buses. So the issue was mainly on the issue of length. And that's what used to actually, it's still what prohibits bus companies from Zambia moving to East Africa. So when you saw that bus, yeah, actually it was the Zambia Botswana bus, I think, the one which went all the way
Yes.
to Kenya, and they had to tag it as an abnormal bus due to the length. That's it.
I've got a question here, guys.
Mhm.
I've seen a lot of cross-border buses using front engines. So what is the difference between a rear engine bus and a front engine bus, and why do they use a lot of front engines?
That's the question I've been asking myself as well.
I think a lot of front engines are from Zim. I don't think Zambia has sent any front engines out of the country.
They used to back in the day.
If any, if they
Shalom,
are, then maybe one
Shalom
or
used
two.
to. Shalom, and that other company called Chidotwe. I don't know if it's pronounced like that. They used to send a front engine bus all the way here, as well as Intercape as well, before they closed down operations
Oh, the
in
white one.
Zambia.
Just like the Cityliner Plus, they
Yeah.
used front engines when they go cross-border, but then locally it was rear engines.
Yeah, I think there used to be this myth, which used to be
There's
that.
one thing I've noticed about.
Yeah, Kumba, you can go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. Coming to the issue of front and rear engine coaches. Mainly, actually, it may not really be technical or mechanical aspects of it, but again, it would also come down to the pricing of the buses. You know, the rear engine coaches are mainly luxury coaches, and they cost a few $1,000s on top of the normal front engine coaches. So you'd find that that's why most operators, and this most used to happen to, for example, in the case of Zambia, it used to be startup operators. They would start up with the front engine coach. Now, the myth was just, anyway, there wasn't even any much myth for Zambia, but the thing is mainly it came up on the price, the amount that you pay for a coach. A front engined coach is going to be cheaper than a rear engined coach. So that would be the main thing. But when it comes to the technical aspects, you find that the rear engined coach is better on cross-border routes. That comes to luggage space as well as the number of passengers. As you all know, you find that a 14-meter coach, if it's a front engine one, it will, especially on the 2x2s, because I'll speak from the point of view of Zambia. Cross borders, we only operate the luxury coaches, which are 2x2 seaters. So you find that for a front engine coach, it will have 52 seats, max 54 seats. If it has a bathroom, then it will be 52 seats. If it doesn't have a bathroom, it will be 54 seats. So on that aspect, you find that you're already minimizing or limiting the number of passengers you can have on board, even if you buy it at a cheaper price. And at the same time, even the boot space is smaller on the front engine coaches, because most of the boot space is taken up by the propeller shaft tunnel, and you find that you've got less boot space. So therefore, a rear engine coach does the job better. The only trouble is that it is expensive to purchase. when you compare the two, a rear engine coach, a 15-meter coach, like the ones which we have, the Eldo ones, or all these UBZ ones or the Intercape ones, the rear engine, those are 60-seaters with bathrooms. Then you compare it to a front engine i6 or Andare FL, you find that it's a 52-seater with a bathroom. So you're talking of a loss of 8 seats, which is a huge amount of revenue. Then you also add to the boot capacity. These rear engine coaches have got huge metric capacity when it comes to the boots. And therefore, you find that you make a lot of money. And on top of that, the rear engine coaches come with bigger and powerful engines. So mostly, I think it's not about maybe a myth or something. It was mostly about the price. And that's why you see that as companies improve, they start moving on to rear engine coaches for their operations.
Okay, understood. So it was all about the costs between the two.
Yeah, the issue is just about the cost.
Just the cost. Okay. No one. So they decided, so a lot of operators, mostly cross borders, opt for a front engine because in their eyes they find it quite cheaper compared to the rear engines, right?
Yes, I can say that. They find it a bit cheaper. And the myth, easy to operate. Front engines are easy to maintain than rear engines. Although it's a myth, I call it a myth. Engine maintenance is all about you yourself as the operator. How do you keep your machine? So I call it a myth because I don't see it being a big issue when it comes to which engine is durable or which engine can perform. It's just a myth for me.
Okay.
Two more things before we. Well, one more thing. Nino, tell us about Greyhound. How has the funeral been since Greyhound went? And Kokanya, what do you think? When is the auction? The auction was supposed to be what? 21st September or
15,
something?
it has passed.
It was already passed. It was on Wednesday and Thursday.
Oh, the auction has passed.
Mm.
Okay, what's the story? Who's bought the buses? What's going on?
There's been rumors that the Cape Town-based operator Ilula Bus bought like a lot of their buses. I don't know if it's actually true though. I'm just waiting for confirmation. And there's also another rumor that's been circulating that the Zululand Bus Company also bought the name of the company. So we don't know yet for sure if it's actually gonna come back or what. And we don't really know who they actually sold those buses to, because rumors just spread like wildfire, and there's been no confirmation of that matter. So yeah, that's what I.
Nobody knows anything about this Greyhound issue. No one.
Nobody.
I wonder who bought this limited edition.
I can't wait to see them because, yeah, like you are saying, the Greyhound issue, it's like a tight lipped secret, like those secret files we hear from the White House. There's been literally no news about it. And because the auctions you say took place last week?
Oh,
It was on Wednesday.
Because I knew a lot of operators who wanted to get buses from Greyhound. So it seems it was a top secret affair.
you had to pay like 500,000 for the registration.
You mean 500,000 rands for registration?
Yeah, 500,000 rands for registration.
Each. That's a lot of money.
A lot.
It's a lot. I'm like,
That's
they've got like an expensive fleet of buses, like this new bus N10 right here. This is like the first and only neo bus that's here in Africa. So maybe that's why it might have been expensive, you know.
Actually, it was
Don't forget to
the only
mention
one
that
in the world.
Mm.
They
was
made like three, eh?
They had, there should be, well, I think when I heard, are they 8? There should be 8.
Yes.
And they bought 8 in total.
Yes.
Yeah, and
So
Marco,
the Dreamliner N10 versus G7. Which one was better? What was the difference between this one and the G7 Dreamliner?
Personally, I've never traveled with any of their Dreamliners before. But I heard that people like the N10 more than the G7. And I've also spoke to like some of the ex-hosts that were used to work there. They said that they hated working on the N10 compared to the G7s. Apparently, they said that the water boiler of the N10, they said that the water boiler of the N10, you have to manually refill it, meaning that you have to go into the nearest tap and refill that whole boiler. Whereas the G7, it fills up itself. So that's why they said that they hated it. And from the driver's experience, they say that it's also too technological. I don't know what nonsense is that. They said
yeah,
that
a lot.
I mean, like,
Used N10 because of the MAN transmission, the Tipmatic transmission. It was way advanced than the Volvo one, and it was faster. So a lot of drivers say they used to enjoy the N10 more.
I mean, like, yeah, MAN has got like a lot of advanced technology inside it, which is why Workaround decided to buy it on a MAN chassis. It was more technologically advanced.
Yeah, the MINs are good. Huh?
We have the standard.
I mean, like, from 2017, I've seen like a lot of our companies have bought like their buses on an MAN chassis. Like Eldos, they bought an i6 Plus with the MAN chassis, Intercape with their i6 and the i6S as well. Also Padela, the Eastern Cape based transport company. So I believe it's because of the advanced technology it has.
I only love the fact that the chassis comes with like those safety features fitted as a standard. You don't have to pay for them. Like when you see all those i6s, i6, and this N10, you can see there's a sensor over there. So unlike other chassis, you have to pay for those things. That's the only thing I love about MAN.
Okay.
Is the N10, is this Dreamliner N10, is it different from the normal single decker N10s? Was there a difference in what differences were they built into this Dreamliner than the normal single deckers? Is
I
it
think
just the chassis or
they have an N10 single decker with the same chassis. I think I think the only difference I can see is like the space inside of the bus. That's the only thing I can see from the difference I can see between the two.
And the seats too. On the Dreamliner, the seats are like semi-bed on the upper deck, and on the lower deck, they're like those 2x1 city configuration, whose big like sofa sets, which have more, they recline 180 degrees. They become like a
150.
bed. 150.
Yeah.
Yeah, 150.
Okay, so I think the MINs, and actually it's the most expensive chassis, especially the RR4, the one which Intercape runs on the i6S pluses. You find that that chassis, among all the chassis that are being offered, especially in the Southern African region, is the most expensive chassis. So we can
That's
give it.
what I also heard. Like I also heard that it's very expensive, like out of all the chassis.
And the service plan, hey, it's expensive.
Yeah, so anyway, but the good thing is that, like Ronnie has said, it comes with all the safety features installed, and you don't have to pay extra for those features as compared to the other brands.
Because I remember this other time when I see the city bus i6S, they told me that when they switched on the sensor, it read the road 500 meters away. So when there's something jumps into the road, the bus will automatically stop itself, even though when you try to press the gas pedal, it will just stop.
And what I also like about it is the lane keeping feature. Like in case you go out of your lane without even realizing, the bus will automatically move back onto the original lane that you are in to avoid collisions, well, mostly.
Yeah, so it comes with all those features as standard, and I think that's why the price of that chassis is a bit expensive. Whereas for Scania and the others, they are not standard. Maybe those are options which you can add on. But otherwise, the only problem with the MIN chassis, especially for the front engine coaches, that's the HB4s, it's got issues with the airbags. You've seen these buses, the classic buses, these ones which go to Congo and they carry a lot of goods. That's one problem which they keep on complaining about, the issue of airbags, and when having to rectify that, a lot of electronics are involved. So you find that it becomes a problem. But otherwise, if you use it on the highways, I think it's a good chassis to use.
So I'm guessing MAN is the way to go, most. You just have to have like the budget for it.
But from what I've heard from bus reviews, especially on the European side, they say the steering is a bit hard on the MAN chassis. So compared to Volvo, Volvo has what dynamic steering. Can even turn the steering with your pinky finger. That's how light Volvo is.
Dynamic steering as well.
Yeah,
They've also got like have like some of the same features the MAN has, but it's just like I think it's more of an optional feature, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Yeah. So these chassis, I think it all depends on what you want to use your bus for and where you'll be applying it. So then you're able to find the best chassis for you, and actually the environment in which you are working from. So I think when you put all those factors together, you find that, you find the best product that is going to suit your business like that.
I heard about the MAN transmission, the Titmatic transmission, is that you can correct a gear change if you feel like the change was too early. Like, is it true?
I don't know about that one.
Who's a MAN fan here?
Now, the only thing I know about Scania is you can override the system. If it changes, you can down change without even shifting to manual. You just only use the leverage, tap it down, it will go back to down change, or you can up change.
Yeah, I think that's what happens to all the gearboxes. Because actually what most of the drivers use, there is the power mode, and then there is the eco mode.
Yes, automatic mode.
Yes. So on the power modes, I think that's where just by a switch of the pressure you apply on the accelerator is going to determine what kind of gear you're going to get. So if you apply more pressure, like Ronnie has said, it will switch back to a lower gear so that you get more power applied. So I think actually it's common on all the different gearboxes. Also, the best gearboxes of all, I think it's the OptiCruise of all the gearboxes.
OptiCruise, no?
Yeah, the OptiCruise is the best. It's got the shortest gear ratios and the most smoothest, I think, anyways. No, but anyway, that's true. The smoothest gear changes and the shortest gear ratios, I think they come from the OptiCruise gearbox.
But then if you check, these transmissions are more like they are the same, because there's the I-Shift, Volvo I-Shift. It behaves the same as the OptiCruise and the Tipmatic.
Yeah. But what I've just come to realize is that if you put them all together and the rest, I think the one which has got the shortest gear ratios should be the OptiCruise and then the Volvo I-Shift. As for the MIN Tipmatic, you will notice, especially on the MINs, the HB4s, you'll find that there's sometimes you get to have a lag on the change of gears. And that's why you'll find that a Scania can easily build up speed quicker than an MIN.
Okay.
So, in question, which gear shift do you guys believe is the best? Like between all the four chassis that we just talked about now.
I've never been on a Volvo bus. I wish to be also on the MIN, but I think Scania is the way to go, because it responds to the driver's mode, like the way the pressure on the gas pedal. Because sometimes I've noticed on the new G7, sometimes you have that green band on the dashboard, it again on the Scania, the green band. So you find that sometimes there are drivers that are able to change within the green band, and they don't skip gears, especially on the 12-speed gearbox. They are able to go like from 2, 3, 4, 5 until 12 without skipping. And then we have drivers that skip gears, but within that green band range. And there are drivers who skip gears too, but they exceed that green band. They'll reach the blue band, the 20 ref side. Let me look for the photo.
Yeah, so I think when it comes to those gearboxes, I would vouch for the OptiCruise. So if it was possible to couple an OptiCruise on the B11R Volvo, that one would be a proper mix.
Yeah.
So there's this gearbox used mostly by the Ivecos. Padco, do you know Padco?
I'm sure we all know it most.
The Euro Riders. There's this gearbox, I think it's the Void or something.
Okay, the one used on the Ivecos? No, what's the brand name?
It's what is it?
Iris Pass.
Yeah, Iris Pass, something like that.
So the gearbox, the Europe have also come to realize that the Europeans love using the ZF gearboxes. It doesn't matter whether it's Scania or the others, you find them using the ZF gearboxes on them. So which one is in the Iris Pass?
And so, okay, let me search for it now. My PC is a bit slow. You can also search it on your side. It's VOITH.
The voice.
Yes.
Aren't those, because we've got the voice retarder, is it also the brand name for the gearbox?
I've never heard of voice. I'm learning something new today.
We're learning a lot today. Yeah.
Okay, this is what I was talking about. That green band.
Oh, that
should-
one. And
Yes, this one.
The rev on the rev meter, the 10 to
Yes.
15. Mhm.
Yes. So when you gently press on the gas pedal, you are able to change within that range. When you put too much pressure, you're going to reach 20 and skip gears.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
will the bus not face like any problems if you skip gears?
No, it's a technology. It's a skip change technology in Stenya, which helps save fuel. Because each time, if you don't skip gears, you're going to consume more fuel.
Yeah.
That's why on the Scania Touring, the starting gear is 4 when the bus is not loaded. Starting gear is 4.
Mm.
And then when it becomes a bit heavy, it goes back to 2
Automatically.
That's interesting.
Okay.
Smart.
Smart. So this one, the UG7 starts with 1, it doesn't go up there. But you can choose your starting gear. There's an option. You can choose your starting gear.
Okay, yeah. So I think I've seen, Deep Kid, I've seen the voice gearbox that you were referring to for the buses.
Yeah.
I think it's the Diwa NXT voice gearbox.
Okay, this should be interesting. We have one more item to talk about today before we wind up. I don't know if I should share a video. I don't have a picture. Pictures are not coming up. I don't know where all my pictures are. Maybe I have it somewhere. Anyway, we're supposed to talk about the G8 today.
G8 has been a talk of it has
Machine
been a
of
talk.
the moment.
I
Yes.
personally don't prefer the G8.
How? Explain your
Like,
exculpate yourself.
Explain. 15 marks. 15 marks, please explain.
Tell us what your
G7.
problem is.
Like, I feel like it's too much. I'm still in love with the NG7. That's why. Or maybe if I see it personally, I'll like it. But then for now,
Okay, before we proceed, who watched the launch of the G8? Like, who was there when they were launching?
There. I was
there.
there.
It was obvious that when you were there, so you've been careful.
03. That was 02, eh? 03.
I did. I watched the launch.
Yeah, I almost missed the launch because there was no electricity here in my estate.
One
Yes,
thing
I
I was
think
impressed.
The G8, I think there's only one feature which I'm not okay with. The wheel arch. You see the way they've done the wheel arches?
Yeah.
The way they
Touring. It looks the square one.
No,
It
it's
reminds me
like
of the.
a
It,
street
it reminds me
going
of
back.
the. It reminds me of the skinny touring arch.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like a
So
touring because of the square. I don't like that either.
and then the front, especially down to the fog lights, that black part there, the way it goes, it's not like it doesn't like nicely smooth out. It's like it goes in. So those two features, I know for me.
The one which goes into the door, like it's going into the door.
I'm not. I'm not happy with how big the mirrors are on that thing.
Yo, I love
Yo.
the mirrors. I love the mirrors. I don't want to lie.
Nah, it's
Those
too,
are my
those mirrors.
favorite.
Those mirrors are too big for the bus. I mean, like, come on. It's all the way up to the top. Like you can even just see it when you're just sitting there at the top. You can just see like a small part of that mirror connected on the window. Yeah, it's just too big for me.
I just feel like that the G8 is the new age bus car, nothing else. It's the same design. Everything.
I mean, like a lot of people have said that the G8 gear gives them like a lot of resemblance. Some people say it looks like the Busca. For me, it looks like for this other manufacturer called Metal
Comic.
Sur, which is based in Argentina. This are Argentinian-based manufacturer. As soon as I saw it, I just thought of that manufactured bus. I was like, yo, Marco Polo is just giving everyone the resembles.
Let us
So we can
refresh our memory.
we
Let's
can
refresh our
safely
memory.
Marco Polo G8, the new generation of buses. Designed to open
You
up.
see what I mean by how big the mirrors are.
Yeah, I understand. I hear you.
and 10 mirrors.
Offering performance with competitiveness.
The
for
fog
those
light
who
part with the black part, no.
comfort for those who travel.
But generally, it's a cute bus, especially the interior. I think it's the leading now. Even it beats the
I
Razor.
love the dashboard. That's the best.
I'm glad they improved that dashboard because the Marco Polo
Those
fans was-
buttons. I don't like those buttons. Those buttons on the panel, I hated them.
the Marco Polo fans was tired of me roasting their old dashboards.
Plus, the new G7 dashboard was too huge. I don't want to lie. I don't know. It was too big.
It was way bigger than the Irza
Yes.
one.
So
The front-
the G8 does it interior wise.
The rear lights
But-
are the best. I think for me, the rear light, I like that design. And then the front lights, the LEDs, those also look good. And I like how simple the steering is. It doesn't have as many buttons as the i6s. The steering is very simple.
Anyway,
love it.
actually, probably for the steering, maybe it would depend with the chassis manufacturer who provide the steering. But actually, one thing which they've really worked on is the dashboard. That dashboard is top notch. It's really nice.
So the G8, which chassis is it running on now? Currently.
Mercedes Benz and
Mercedes.
and Scania.
All the
The
chassis.
1350 is on Scania.
The first
Yeah,
company
it's
to
the
buy the first company to buy it is they have it on a Mercedes Benz, ne? Yeah,
Mhm.
0500 RSD, blue tech. I
I
don't
don't
get why.
like-
I don't really know why Brazilians like choose Mercedes Benz, the chassis. I mean, like it's not that common to find a lot of
The cheapest.
Mercedes Benz powered buses here in Africa.
But then,
Benz chassis is the cheapest.
Like, no,
I
but
didn't-
otherwise the G8 is not that actually bad.
I didn't like the fact that they're using manual windows for the drivers. I don't like that.
That does not sit well with me.
Yes, I don't like it. I don't like it. even the curtains. Why are we still having curtains put on again these lines? They should put them on rails like the eraser.
Yeah.
We should work on that.
Anyway,
But they've already released it anyway. So you were saying?
I don't know when that G8 is going to hit our part of the world, but I doubt if it's anytime soon because they say that they've got enough orders up to
For this
next year.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the next orders will be delivered next year.
So probably we're gonna see the G8 maybe somewhere next year, towards the end of next year.
Or maybe in 2 years' time. I mean, like they said, they already announced that they sold 200 units of their buses.
Yeah, but I definitely think we're gonna see the double decker with Intercape probably next year.
Yeah, Intercape is a game changer. I'm very sure you're going to get double deckers.
Definitely, those ones.
I hope they will do buy it though, because now a lot of operators are not really interested in owning a double decker bus.
Intercape has been making money with double decker. Just imagine a 70-seater with a toilet.
You know, Patrick, we don't yet have the new G7, eh? When are we going to get the new G7 in Zambia? We don't have anyone. Who's looking like they want to buy it?
I thought Jordan was going to buy. I'm
also
disappointed.
Jordan was gonna buy it.
Actually, we have new G7s, but they haven't been delivered because of
Is that the story you've been telling us?
Who bought them?
Wait, who bought? Wait. Who bought the new G7? Who bought the new G7?
Now I see.
Yeah, so we've got classified info. I'm not going to release the company classified info, but there is quite a number of new G7s which haven't yet been delivered. And looking at the the election time we're heading into and the poorly performing economy, but by the end of the year, we'll have a few of them.
How many are coming?
I also want to know.
Anyway, we've got how many companies that are bringing in the new G7s? We've got 1, 2, 3, 5 companies bringing in new G7s.
Oh my God.
I'm guessing one of them is Jordan.
I know for sure. Jordan is faithful to Marco Polo.
Patrick won't tell you.
I think I must go and pay Marco Polo a visit just to check.
Okay, yeah. Because anyway, in Zambia, we've got different kinds of operators. We've got Marco Polo operators and we've got Eraser operators. So you can make your own wild guesses from that.
Eraser's not far from my house, so I can easily go and check who's buying a new Eraser there.
Yes. So yeah, the new G7s are coming and a lot of tourings as well.
Even a lot of touring.
I heard they were on special on South Africa, 35% off.
Which ones?
The Scania touring.
Yeah, the Scania touring, there's a massive discount, and that's why we will see a lot of them on the roads as time goes by.
I see. What new ones are used?
New ones.
Brand new ones.
Yeah. UGL should have bought the new ones, not the second-hand ones.
I was always thinking UBZ should get a mix of Eraser
Marco Polo.
The way Intercape has done.
Yes.
The double deckers are Marco Polo and they have the i6s. But anyway, every company has their own strategy, really. So
But you know that again, the pricing also affects the kind of equipment a company gets.
I was about to say that. The cost could be the problem.
When it comes to the pricing, Marco Polo is a bit expensive as compared to the Eraser.
Oh, okay.
That's why a lot of companies have bought the i6s.
Yeah.
Ronnie's bus.
I love the G7. The G7 is so comfortable. I don't want to lie. The seats recline. I love the cushions.
But the other thing I've realized is that when it comes to the structure-wise, the Marco Polo is better when it comes to structural matters. Because if you are to compare an Eraser body and a Marco Polo body, which have served maybe in the same region over the same time, you'll find that the Marco Polo body will still be properly structurally sound over those years as compared to the Eraser. And again, you know that the Eraser body is lighter than the Marco Polo body.
Yes.
So you find all those aspects do come in and companies make their decisions according to that. But yeah, both of them are good products. But yeah, the Marco Polo is a bit on the pricey side, and probably that's why we haven't seen so many Marco Polos being sold as compared to the Erasers.
Good point. Good point. But I still love the Eraser anyways.
I'm a fan of Marco Polo.
Yeah?
I'm a Marco Polo fan. But of late, yes, the Eraser i6S Plus. Now, do you know that the plus doesn't mean the length? Eh? You know that?
Yes.
I also discovered
It's the
that.
luggage. Plus means those overhead above XL luggage spaces.
Yes.
So even the 14 meter, it's a plus.
Yeah, even the 14 meters are plus.
I actually thought that they were talking about length though. Up until I actually found out, nah, it's just what the bus has to offer. The length.
That's why they launched, they said i6S Plus.
Yeah. So yeah, those ones, the plus comes in on the capacity, the cubic capacity of the bus.
Is that where Marco Polo has 1200 and 1350? They use numbers, and then a user uses they just put the plus.
Yeah, you have the 1200 for the Marco Polo, and the 1350s actually, yeah. Then Eraser, you've got the flat i6S and the i6 Plus.
I'm like, you can have like everything inside an Eraser. You can have a lot of things in there.
But you know one thing where Eraser lacks out? When it comes to the interior luggage compartments on top there, the bag racks, they are quite small. They are very small as compared to the Marco Polo ones.
And the outlets, the air conditioning outlets, they're not a lot. So the bus suffocates. I've noticed that compared to the Scania Touring and the G7. Because in the G7 you get a lot of air circulation because we have outlets on those spaces where the bags stay on top there.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a tight race between the two, but yeah, you can anyway any of them or any of the two is fine. I think any of the two of them is fine as long as it suits your application where you want to make it work. But yeah, if you want bigger, larger compartments, probably durability, the Marco Polo is the way to go.
Indeed.
You guys have been spoken about the Lion of Judah.
Yeah, Lion is
that one is the most beautiful bus I've ever come across. I'm not gonna
Which
lie.
one? Judea.
The new generation.
Oh, which one?
Wait, are you talking about
the Man
Shalom's
Lion?
bus?
Yeah, Lion Explorer.
Never mind. I thought you were talking about the Shalom's bus, not
Judea.
They're nice buses, the Lions.
That's a good bus. The only problem is the baggage compartments. Otherwise, it's a good bus.
Yeah, it's got very small luggage compartment, and all of them, because all of them are front engine, See, all the half the luggage space is gone to the drive shaft. So yeah,
That's
even on
why.
top.
That's why you see them carrying like bigger trailers that are bigger than the bus itself.
Yeah,
I
they
always
really
think
do how big trailers.
the Lion Explorers are more commuter buses. I think they're more suited to commuter than luxury
Like
coaches.
like the
And then
Marco
you
Polo
find
Torino.
Yeah,
you
like the
find this
Torino.
guy from Limpopo branding them as a luxury coach. Eish.
The Lions Explorer, a luxury coach.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Why is
I don't get.
the
I
Inos,
have,
the Inos company,
Yeah,
they're written luxury, but then they're using those old Lion Explorers.
plus the Tihans.
Eish.
you know, another coach I like is the Touring. The Touring is a very good coach. Apart from those seats, if you have to change those seats and put in good seats, and then it's one of the best coaches around.
But I feel the
Cheapest.
Touring, it lacks luggage space. That's the problem.
Yeah, it also lacks luggage space. True.
And if you were to add like a second door onto the bus, then there's no luggage space for everyone there.
It just
I
becomes
think I've never been on a touring. Coming to think of
what?
it, yeah.
I mean, like I don't like the seats at all on a Scania touring. Like they're hard.
They're painful. Very
Hey.
painful.
You can get a whole stiff neck on a journey with the Scania touring. They just need to improve like the seats and luggage space, and then they'll be fine. Otherwise, it's one of the
Actually,
like
on the
Otherwise-
Touring, you are able to change the seats and put in the seats that you want. Although you have to talk to the supplier about the warranty, but you are able to change the seats and put in the seats that you want. But when it comes to the quickest bus, the lightest bus, the Touring is the best. It tops that range.
and plus I heard it's very cheap compared to the
Mhm,
other
it's
buses.
cheap. It is affordable, actually. It is very affordable.
Is the touring is not 100% a Scania product, isn't it?
Then
I heard that it was manufactured by Higer.
Yeah, that's
Yes, it's a cooperation between Scania and Higa. Just like
Higa-
the
Isn't it from China or something? Or-
yeah, from China. That's
Yeah.
why the Scania Touring was able to penetrate the European market.
Yeah, actually, the Touring was mainly made. Scania went into cooperation with Higer for their buses, because even you find that even the Metrolink should be manufactured in the Higer Chinese branch. So they cooperated with them, but everything was provided by Scania, and then Higer was just able to build up the body for that particular bus.
Has Scania
And-
got any of their own bodies?
Sorry?
No.
Has Scania got any? Have they got their own bodies? I don't know.
Yeah,
I know
the
Mercedes
commuters.
Benz.
Isn't
The
the Scania?
commuters. The
Mercedes has,
BRTs of
Volvo
European
has.
commuters.
Okay. Interesting. I think Benz have the best bodies. What was this?
Travego.
The Travego, yes, the Travego. I think they're the only chassis manufacturer that have really made a very good body. Volvo's body has always been, especially the front, it's always had a very interesting design, but
It's like
You guys-
a private car.
they've got some.
You guys wouldn't want to travel with the Volvo 9400. It's very uncomfortable. That's just me speaking from experience.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's very uncomfortable. I traveled with Cityliner's Volvo 9400, and I actually got like a whole stiff neck on it, and the seating was just uncomfortable for me.
Patrick, where's Roadlink?
Roadlink is packed.
Okay. They brought us the Volvos, and we hope to see them again.
Yeah, they never took good care of those buses. So yeah,
Even the
it's
Basker.
So YNA, Road Link, and Power Tools are the only companies that have like a Volvo bus,
yeah,
like
I think
legitimately the only ones.
Volvo, it's
yes.
an Eriza. Volvo, it's an Eriza powered by Volvo. So, but
Yeah,
why
you know,
not?
I know.
Yeah,
I'm just saying Volvo in general, a
yeah,
Volvo bus in
yeah.
general.
Yeah, it's only Power Tools and Road Link. I think. Do we have any others that operate Volvo here? I think yeah, those two.
Oh yeah, I can't. BSM Logistics. I think one of their bus
Hmm?
cars is
Oh yeah,
Volvo.
actually,
Yeah.
all the BSM are Volvos. All the BSMs are
Yeah.
Volvo.
BSM machines were bought from SA, isn't it?
Ex Greyhound.
Yeah,
Those are ex.
all of them were bought from Greyhound. Even
Yeah.
that rare one, yo, I missed the rare
What?
one.
Actually, BSM should be bringing in some G7s, the first models from Greyhound as well. So I don't know, but just speculations.
Well, speculation is they want to start South Africa route as well. I think if I
I
heard
had UBZ wants to join. It's going to be a tough competition.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Yeah,
they've got it is an i6s, so they should be fine. We should be fine.
yeah. If they are to join, they should be okay. It'll be a tough race because anyway, that route, especially from Zambia, has got the traditional powers when it
yeah,
comes to
yeah.
Jordan and UGL
The
and
color
Shalom.
blocking one. Shalom.
Yo, Mr. Patrick, I wanted to ask. Now, I remember back in 2019, UGL stopped operating for like I think a whole year, if I can put it like that. UGL stopped
What
operating.
happened?
Like, do
What
you know
happened?
what might have? Do you know what might have happened there?
Anyway, there was the problem we've had is I think a lot of outside political interference and all that put together.
Yeah.
So UGL being Majandu anyway, so you find that they did face big difficulties, and anyway, it's the same thing that happened. I mean, they got banned as Majandu as the whole company for almost close to 1 year. So yeah, you find that some forces behind it, they turn it into other technicalities and everything. So yeah, it had to take a lot of work for them to get back on the road. Otherwise, there was a lot of fighting, a lot of pushing that they get out of the market. And luckily none of that happened.
I actually thought that
Majandu
I
came
actually
very well, and they really raised the standards, especially in customer service. You know, they just that was just something you have to give it to them. You know.
I actually thought that they had payment issues with those 1350 G7s of theirs. Because I heard that they were bought on loans or something.
Most buses are bought on loans. Not
Yeah.
most or all buses, yes.
Actually, Ronnie, that's very true.
Yes.
There's no bus that is bought cash.
Bought
If you
on
are
cash. Yes,
there's
I
nothing.
know.
So everything is bought on plans, on bank plans and everything. So it all matters how you manage your finances, how you renegotiate depending on the business trends and everything. All that matters is to just make sure that you are good on your payments and everything. But those are expensive machines. I mean, a machine that costs you $350,000, you can't just finance them with your own personal cash. But so that comes in there, and you find that that's why some operators come, others go, then others will remain there despite tough times and everything. So it's just how you get to manage your business.
No wonder
Otherwise,
I don't see like a lot of operators in Zambia operating with their machines of theirs. I'm like, what the chov? They already sold like their luxurious machines, the LT and the DT.
What happened to what the Chovo can be?
yeah, what the Chovu, those guys, I think it was, you always make business plans when looking at the trending market situation. For example, what the Chov was like, these are expensive buses, and for the kind of business model that they wanted to pursue, it wasn't just adding up. Just like you find South African Airways would do away with the A340s, because they wouldn't be able to make market sense as at now. So that's what Wadachovu did. They offloaded those luxury coaches and remained with the semi-luxury coaches, which are actually performing well, and their book balances, I think, are performing much better. Same applies to Majandu. Majandu buses, those guys just decided to park buses. It's not that maybe they went anywhere, but when you go to their garage, you find all those buses, the 1050s, all the Andares and the others, they're all parked. So with the improving economy and favorable market environment, we should be able to see most of these companies putting back their fleets on the road.
I mean, like, I thought they were gonna be the game changer, but then unfortunately they had to like sell their buses. Oh, and also the company CR Carriers. What happened to them? Are they still around, or what's going on? I mean, like they had they were the only company to own the G6 double decker on an 8x2 chassis.
Yeah,
that's the only 8x2 in Zambia. I don't think there's
in Africa as a whole.
Sierra was the biggest company, I think, even before. No, I think during the time of Intercape and Sierra, we had those two as the biggest companies in the region. Now I think yes, Sierra. I think it's just natural decline of the company, whereby you get to hit those highs and then maybe you fail to maintain them. I think that's what happened to Sierra. They are still existing. They've still got a few buses, I think about 4 or 5 buses that run. But I don't see them still hitting those highs that they used to be. And anyway, looking at Sierra, their biggest route was Joburg. And that's why they could own all those buses. So when their Joburg route started failing and then everything went down, that's why people like Jordan, you'll never hear Jordan running short on finances and the rest, because the strongest point is Johannesburg, whereby he charges premium fees. You know that those guys make good cash on those routes, plus the luggage. So you find that you maintain those routes and make sure that you've got clients, and then you're good to go. So for Sierra,
Jordan is sending 2 buses tomorrow to Joburg. 2 buses. Just imagine. 2.
It's quite unfortunate. It's quite
the
unfortunate.
blue G7 and the.
It's quite unfortunate that I actually never got to see the G6 8x2. I heard that it used to also operate here back in the day.
Actually, that bus was mainly for Joburg. The 8x2 for Sierra, that was mainly for Joburg.
Yeah, Ronnie, you were saying?
I wanted to ask Mr. Patrick about UBZ and Shalom. The very first unit UBZ bought, is it Shalom's Archangel Gabriel?
Yeah, they said it was Shalom's Archangel Gabriel. Like that bus went from gold to that color. Like why? Like why?
Mr. Patrick.
Yes.
Like, please explain. We want to know.
I want to be sure.
Okay. On that one, also it's not nice to dive into companies' activities and the rest, but the speculation could be true.
Like I couldn't really go. I couldn't really go to the result to check if it's true. But I just want to know, is it really their bus?
Yeah. So the speculation could be true that it's the first unit for UBZ, but yeah, yet to be verified. Because I don't think Shalom is going to take delivery of the fourth I6S.
So they want to run on those 3S6S.
Yeah, I think so.
Now, if they had 4, they would get like mad respect. But now, unfortunately, they had to give up the last one. Like, why?
Isn't it still?
I'm like,
Is it not
I
still
love.
at Teresa?
They said that it was rebranded into one of UBZ's brandings, and they said that they removed the hook off the bus in the after sales parts.
Anyway, but let me say, from what I know is that the UBZ bus is a different bus. Then the Shalom I6S is still available, but it could get offered to a different client. So, but those are just rumors.
Okay.
So which means that guy. So which means that guy. I mean, like that
sure.
guy from.
Let's put it at that. We are not sure. We don't know.
No, man. I still want to know.
We know that it's still yellow. We know that it's still yellow and it's still in Centurion.
Yeah, that's the most beautiful. That's the most beautiful bus I've ever come across. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So if the economy was okay, I think that time when the others were being delivered, that one could also have been delivered. Now, looking at the slowdown in the economy and low numbers of travel, including COVID and the rest, so yeah, all that played into it.
Gentlemen, Nino Brown is looking sleepy, but when is he's ready to go and make some beats, but
the thing is, I know nothing about the Zambian buses. That's why I'm listening. I wanna
you're learning.
Seems like Wakanya is a big fan of the Zambian companies.
I'm not really a big fan though. I just admire them a lot. Like I respect them for owning rear engine buses. Like whereas you get other countries, they can't really afford them.
Yeah.
So my props to them.
No, but you have to give credit. Ronnie is going to tell us, but you have to give credit to Botswana. Botswana has, and I've got a bit of a history with Botswana. So they have really, over the past, say, 5 years, they've really grown in quality. I'll always keep saying this. From nowhere, everybody bought a new G7. They didn't, not even G7s. They bought new G7s and they came in with the i6s and it just went from zero to hero. So
at that
they know their worth.
No, at that time it was nice. Many companies could have bought i6s and the new G7, but COVID came. But, that became a problem. Because
the
right now,
guy, a question for you. This are unlimited gift buses. Where are they based?
Lusaka, they're Zambian, part of Majando.
I love those
something like that, yeah.
Unlimited gifts.
That's a question for Patrick actually. He's but anyway.
Oh yeah, Mr. Patrick, yeah. I remember Royal Africa had two G7s, like the two single decker G7. I know one of them, or the Scania one, ended up in an accident. What happened to the Mercedes one?
The Mercedes one, I really don't know what happened at the beginning because they used to have the Mercedes-Benz and then the Mercedes-Benz stopped coming and then they came with a Scania one, which had that accident in, was it in Pretoria? Should have been in Pretoria somewhere. Yeah, Polokwane, yes. Yeah, so of the Mercedes-Benz, I think they did replace it with a Scania because after the Mercedes-Benz, we had the Scania and that's how the Mercedes-Benz was not seen anymore.
So in other words, it might have been sold.
Probably it could have been sold because that journey, I think the Mercedes-Benz, as good as the Mercedes-Benz is, but those long journeys, I think the Mercedes-Benz wasn't the best to be on that route. So I think that's what led to them changing to a Scania.
Gentlemen, as we wind up, when are we meeting again and what are we starting with? Or should we discuss that in the group? We've got a lot to talk about. It's been a good start, and it's been good having all these people. It's been good having us talking about all these things. Not all these people, but there's a lot of information just in this Zoom chat, and Nino hasn't told us about his Volvo love, his love for Volvo. It's got a lot to explain.
On the next meeting.
I want to talk about NKK. I want to talk about NKK.
What?
It's really been doing well.
You want to talk about MKK?
Yeah. And Mahube. Botswana has lost a number of its operators, which has been very sad. So, but we still hope.
Hope
The
they'll
big shots,
come back.
the big shot, the big shots like Bamangwato haven't bought a lot of fancy new buses. I don't know what's happening with Bamangwato.
From what I've heard, the owner doesn't like the rear engines. That's why he buys front engines.
I see.
Botswana is they are more into quantity over quality. That's why our second UG7 is a 3x2. It's a 3x2 seating configuration, and you find that between before month end, it can carry less than the capacity, half the capacity. And think NKK made a good idea to buy a 72-seater, to be honest. The first one, the first new G7 is at the mine now. It's for tours. I'm sure by the end of September it's going to go to Joburg. It's operating Habron Joburg. Sure, it's going to go back. And for the I6S, we only have one operating right now, Lawa Holdings. The three, we have one pegged since COVID started till now. Zikalet was the first one, the very first I6S in Botswana. It's pegged, and we have City Bus also because of the issue in Zimbabwe. They've closed the borders, so it's pegged too. Also, the I6.
Is City Bus a Botswana company or a Zimbabwe company?
I'm glad to know that the owner is Zimbabwean, but the bus are registered in Botswana. It's a Botswana company.
I never knew. Okay.
Yeah, and the Mercedes-Benz powered I6S, the one that you said you wish to ride, they're working on it. They're fixing it. They're fixing it right now.
Hey, Lune told me that some of the parts for that bus could not be found. Like,
yeah, Mercedes-Benz is something else. I wish Vincent could have bought Scania because the bus could be back at work right now.
And there's this one MCV S140 which is causing trouble in the N1, the Silverstone, the red MCV. Where is it for?
Silverstone is not a Zimbabwean company. Silverstone, yeah. Then don't they operate Zimbabwe?
Yeah, they operate in Zimbabwe. They have like a Scania Touring. They have a Scania Touring and an MCV, obviously. That's the only fleet that those are the only two buses that I know they have.
Two
but
comments.
I believe.
Finish your thought.
Yeah, but I believe it's a Zimbabwean company.
two comments from YouTube. From Nola. She says, number one, I gather the buses are better than the trains. And then number two, Ronnie will be happy to hear this. The next comment is, Botswana seems to be the place for holidays as well. Everyone on YouTube recommends Botswana. As hot and dry as it is, this would be a very biased topic, but I'll leave it there. But just as we end, trains versus buses. Now, this could be a big topic, but in
That's all the way.
general, I'll say buses are better than trains because of, number one, the flexibility of the routes. Number two, the speed in general. We won't count the hard train because that one is only, and that's only
very
within.
fast.
That's one. It's fast and it's only within GP.
Yes.
So
You can't really sleep in that
it's not.
thing. Because you
Yeah,
find
it's not.
you,
It's
you
not.
co-
It's
you'll
yeah.
find
It's not
yourself.
countrywide. And in the other countries, I mean, Botswana, Zimbabwe, and Zambia, you can't compare the bus to the train anyway. So, in that regard, yes, bus is way much better. It's faster. It's more convenient. It's more. There's more timetables, so times are very flexible. Um, you can get different buses at different times. So yeah, generally in Southern Africa, that's true. Of course, right at the top of the range, you have the Blue Train and Rovos, which no bus can come close. But that's $11,000 for 2 weeks, and that's just a chartered thing. So you can't talk about that. That's a thing. So yeah, just to comment, to reply to the comment on YouTube. Any comment on that train versus? Then we shall wind up. Finally, it's 11 o'clock. Yeah. So any comment on the train versus bus, and then any final closing comments from everybody.
Can I give a comment?
Yeah, you can talk.
Okay. Yeah, coming to trains and buses, I think we don't have enough infrastructure, I think, for us to get to compare the two of them. And if you've got good infrastructure, I think a train is better. It's more stable, the rate of accidents is less. If you've got a good network, you'll be able to go to all places that you need to go to. But for now, yeah, we are stuck with the buses, and they are more fun anyway traveling in than the trains.
You get to listen to the sound of the engine, the gear changes and everything. So yeah.
Especially
You get to listen to the B12R, eh? Or is it the B11R?
If there's one thing that makes me feel good, the gear change of the OptiCruise gearbox. That's the best gear change.
That's
ever.
the best. That's the best.
That's the best gear change ever.
One thing I'm very curious about the OptiCruise is when it's pulling a trailer. That's why I want to ride Shalom there, because they're using the 8-speed gearbox with a 410 horsepower. I'm very curious how that bus performs, especially on Zimbabwe.
Yeah, no, but
Actually,
the performance is still the same. You find that anyway, there will be a difference now in the gear change because it will take time for it to move from one gear to the other, especially when they are loaded. Yeah, but it still performs well, and just like the, you know, nothing beats that sound. Not even a Volvo can reach there.
It cannot. It cannot.
We had the B9R. It's a small
B9R?
engine. It's a small engine, but then the sound there. I'm gonna share a video maybe next time. I'm gonna check it here of the Fun Lover Predator. It's a
Okay.
B9R. There's a massive sound. So you can't compare the I shift with the Scania. I disagree.
Hey,
K460, the K460 with the 12-speed gearbox Opticruise, man, that's the best.
it's very powerful too. It's very powerful. That one.
Mm. That's why the Scania Tourings, those things just sit at the back. You don't need headphones, you don't need music, you don't need anything.
But then
That will suit
out
you.
of,
I will
out
ask.
of all, out of all these engines, the one that takes the cup, the Translux Paradiso Mercedes one, Mercedes-Benz one. That one
I
is the
don't.
best. It's massive. That's one.
The engine.
It's massive.
Is it not the 0500 RSD?
Yeah.
Okay, but still more, you know, that's a small engine. You know, it's a 360 horsepower engine.
Yeah. I'm sure we all know that. And like Mercedes can't really offer like a huge engine. Like they can offer huge engines on trucks, but not really on buses.
So where's that massive sound coming from?
Actually, anyway, because most of the engines produce different sounds depending on how they do the alignment of mostly the firing sequences and the others. That's why the Mercedes-Benz one feels there's that buzz which it produces.
It's basically an AMG. That's our AMGs.
Hey, those ones at night when you're traveling.
So, when it comes to the best sound changes, nothing beats the K460.
True.
Okay, since y'all are saying the K460 is the best, I must try it myself. I'm gonna ask any guy from Royal Africa to give me a lift on their I6S. I'll check for myself.
Yeah, I've had the privilege of jumping on the K460, the K410, the K380, and I think a K360 as well. And then on the front engines, I've used the F310s and the F360s and the MINs and the Benz. Actually, I've rode on all of them, apart from the Volvo, the B9R.
I've mostly been on for Volvo and Mercedes. I've never been on a Scania. Well, I have, but not like on a long distance journey.
Okay.
Welcome back, Robson. We're winding up, so I'll give everybody the chance to give a final comment, and then hopefully we can schedule for. Well, maybe we can do that later, but we'll schedule for the next thing. So from my screen, we can start with Nino, then Diasi, Patrick, then Ronnie, and then Robson. Then we can wind up.
Closing comment.
On my side, I really don't have a comment. Maybe Kanya can start.
Can I disturb you? Can I disturb you with a video?
Sharp. Go ahead.
Go ahead, share it.
Where is it? Where is it? How do you play a video here?
Just share screen there. Open up the video and then share the screen.
Play the video and then go to share screen.
Where is it? Wait. It's not giving me an option.
Start the video playing, then you see the option.
Okay.
Gosh, my mouse is giving me problems. Yeah.
Still not giving me.
Hey, the Kumba guy, I have a question. Yeah. How was that new G7 that you traveled with from Pretoria to Gaborone?
The Kumba guy. Let's go.
It was good. It was very nice. I chanced the seat in front, and I had a girl with me all the way up to zeros. She was dropping off in zeros. So
I'm like, I had
it was
a
very
chance.
good.
I had a chance to actually like also ride it myself from school to the depot. It was. I must admit, it is nice and comfortable though. It is nice. I love the interior of it as well.
I think I was more focused on the vlogging and the scenery. The scenery is very nice along that route. There's a lot of good mountains and stuff like that. But it was very, especially in front, it was very spacious for tall people like me. You know, you have that slightly extra space on the front on top. I don't know how it is behind anyway, but it was good. That's what I can say. That's a massive machine. So yeah, I want to get back on it. Yeah.
Robson, have you ever traveled in G7 Gant? Robson.
Ronnie, are you still fighting with your video?
I'm still fighting with my video. I don't know.
Like, is it not opening?
Have you seen why this?
I saw
it
where
the
the
share?
share is. I only see the screen whiteboard and iPad thing. Can't see, but I've opened the video.
Screen whiteboard. It should be there. What are you using? VLC or using media player?
I'm using
What did I do?
films and TV.
I don't know. Those options should have been there though.
Yes, I'm here.
So have you ever traveled on your G7?
Yes, yeah. Me, I have.
And which company was it, Kanti?
Which?
Company.
Intercape.
Oh wow, that's nice. From where to where, my guy?
Yeah. From Joburg to Eastern Cape. I think I told you. Yeah, from Joburg to Eastern Cape.
Wait, didn't you travel with like the sleep liner?
It was.
I'm also talking about the new G7, my guy.
No, going was with the new G7 and coming back was with the i6S. And it was the best.
The best, man.
Yeah.
Ronnie, should we give you that as your homework for the next video?
Yeah, give me that.
So you can play around with your Zoom.
Yes.
Okay. It was nice having a meeting, and since this being the first one, I'm looking forward to the next one.
Same here.
Yeah, we've got one question in the comments. Bandile, welcome. Bandile has come late, but welcome. And Bandile is asking,
I think I have something.
Which South African buses have you guys used? But yes, Ronnie, let's see what you have.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Can you see?
It's coming.
I'm playing the video now.
Okay.
It's
Yep.
a K460. Can you hear the sound?
Can't really hear the sound.
Can you hear something?
No.
Nope. Not at all.
I can hear something.
Okay, can you rather send us the video on the WhatsApp group so that we can all hear it?
Okay. Yes.
This is an i6,
So-
eh? This is an eraser.
It's
Nah,
a
this is the
G7,
new
new
G7.
G7.
Oh, new G7, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, so back to that question, which South African company we all used?
Yes, which South African buses have you guys used? Traveltainment, good evening and welcome. He's also late.
All right, can I start?
Go ahead.
So from my side, I have used Greyhound and Cityliner. I've used DMG Transport, APM and Intercape, both Translux and City. Do tour bus companies count as well?
Which one?
Charter companies.
Let's
I
talk
don't
about the
think
ones
so.
we know. Talk about the ones we know.
Like only the long distance ones.
Exactly. The long distance.
Okay. So all the ones that I've mentioned, those are the ones that I've used before.
Nino, which buses have you used before?
Buses.
Yeah, which bus companies? Somebody's asking in the comments.
Okay, I've been in the Greyhound, Eldo, APM, and those ones from Limpopo. Those luxury coaches from Limpopo. Yeah. But
Being
mostly
naughty.
I used the APM.
Okay. Ronnie.
In South
And then
Africa.
Robson.
In South
Hey.
Africa, no, I've never used South African buses.
Give us Botswana. Give us your
Botswana.
country.
I've used the bus DD once have it, but it was involved in an accident, Sabelo. I've used Sabelo's i6 from Joburg to Gaborone. I've Scania touring a lot. NKK and who else? Monna Kotla.
Is that Mokoka? That's Mokoka on your picture, isn't it?
Which one?
On your profile picture.
Yes. Oh, this bus is at Teresa. They have not collected it yet.
They just have the i6, eh? Not this one.
Yes.
i6s.
They have the i6, and I've used both the new G7s in Botswana. They're nice. They're nice. And Mercedes-Benz i6s, Vincent, excellent tours. Yeah, those are the buses. And the front engines, the Antare King, the F310, those G6 front engines by NKK2. I'm very particular when it comes to buses. I don't like front engines. I don't want to lie. I'm very particular. Yeah, I don't like front engines.
Patrick, we should ask which buses you haven't used in the whole of Southern Africa.
Let me see. Okay. South African ones, I think I've used Intercap. And if you can remember Ingwe, how many remember the Ingwe bus company?
That company
Anyway.
with that Buska double decker.
Yeah, they used to do cross-border Lusaka Joburg.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever get on LUN?
Then no, that one I didn't do that one, but I did get on those airlines in those days when those was coming.
There's
Yeah.
a doors parked in Livingston somewhere. Have you ever seen it in the car park?
Yes, actually it's on sale. Although no one has yet decided to buy it.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, those are the South African ones. The Zimbabwean ones, I can't remember those. There's a time that I was traveling in Zimbabwe, and actually it was at Bait Bridge heading to Harare. I never checked the bus name, so it's the only bus I've used in Zimbabwe. It was an F310, I think. Yeah, but I can't just remember the name of the bus. That is for Zimbabwe. Then Namibia and Botswana. There I haven't. The Lusaka Gaborone bus. Was that a Botswana bus? No, that one was the Zambian bus. Yeah, that one was the Zambian bus.
The purple one? Or was
Yes.
it white with purple? Purple writing.
Yeah. So those, yeah. And then when it comes, actually, let's go. East Africa, I've used all kinds of buses. All the classics, the Nissan diesels, the Takwas, the Scanias, the truck engine ones, the 114s, the 124s. You can name them all. Then come to Zambia. I think I've been on most of these buses when it comes to Zambia. Because, yeah, I've ridden on the Majandu buses, and if it's Majandu, I think all their buses have taken a ride on them. And and then it comes to power tools. I think I've been on all, apart from the Volvo, the i6S Plus. It's the one that I haven't been on for the power tools guys. Then can all talk of the China buses by the different companies, Likili, Talwaka, and others. And then the JDDs, all of them. So basically, I can say I've had the opportunity to jump on quite a number. And actually, yes.
I have a question. When did the Jordan's double-decker G7s first arrive on Zambian soil?
Should have been 2017.
2017.
Should be. Is it 2017? Yeah, should be 2017 or 2018, somewhere there. 2017, I think.
I mean, like, I also want to see, like, do you guys have like any video of people welcoming those buses? Because I've been looking for it and I can't find it.
Yeah,
At
those
that time,
ones we
spotting
don't.
wasn't. That time there wasn't a very big spotting community.
Yeah, so on those ones when they came, I think we don't have much videos for them when they came. So and then I've been on Flixbus, that is around Europe.
You've been on Flixbus?
Serious?
You have been on Flix?
You went on Flixbus?
Okay.
Yeah, I've been on Flixbus. That is the Cetras, and then they've got also these the double deckers and the single deckers. Have been on those Flixbus.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you're so lucky, man. Flixbus.
Yeah. Yes. So I think those are the buses I've been to through Europe anyway, through France, Belgium, Germany, I think, and Holland. Yeah. So I think those are the buses I've been on. I think
How's the Citra like when it comes to comfort? I just want to know.
Yeah, so the Citras, you've seen the kind of you see the Vega seat on the Touring, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Now it's the same size of seat, although they are padded. So it is not as, the Vegas seat is a bit tough, whereby there's no room for that softness of the seat.
Yeah.
But on the Cetras and the others, you find that they are a little bit padded and they're not that hard. So they're quite comfortable and spacious because of the small width, the small thickness. So there's a lot of leg room to move around your legs. So the seat doesn't take a lot of space.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's a very nice coach. The Cetra is a
I
nice
just want to say
coach.
hello to in the YouTube. Sorry guys, just to take you to YouTube. I just want to give a hello to Traveltainment, one of our Zambian vloggers, and I Swallow Cam.
There is that one company that I wanna travel with. I'll show you. I'll show you guys a picture.
Yeah.
Ronnie knows this bus company.
Yes.
Which one? Oh, JBL. Huh?
You know it.
The Brazilian one.
Yebu, this one right here.
Yeah, JBL.
Yeah.
I mean, like this company is famous for its international travels between Brazil, Argentina, and Chile. And you remember that guy who traveled with it from Brazil to Chile? Like after watching that video, I just I got obsessed with this company.
I love. They spent two nights on the road.
Yeah, 2 nights.
And
2.5 days.
Yeah, I love the fact that there are stops, they have showers where people can like bath, just to freshen up.
That's cool. Really cool.
All right. Anyone else?
All right. Gentlemen, let's wind up. You bus spotters and bus enthusiasts can go on talking all night. Yeah. Okay, I want to say thank you, first of all, to everybody for coming. I thank you, everybody coming in the YouTube. It was good to have you. It was good to have all you guys chatting. Oh, Patrick's gone. But it's good to see you, Kanya. Good to see you, Nino and Ronnie and Robson. Robson has been very quiet. You need a new pair of headsets or something like that. So that we can hear you. But it's been good to see. It's been a very nice discussion. I never thought that we'd have... we'd talk about all this. Let's see what we can plan for next and when we can have it next. Maybe same time on Saturday, maybe earlier, maybe later. Let's see who we can invite.
Maybe on Sunday, because next Saturday will be hectic on my side.
Okay.
What about
Let's see how
Friday?
that goes.
What about Friday?
Friday is not possible for me. Friday, somebody uses the Zoom account. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Anything is possible, really. We'll make a plan. We'll find a day. But it's been good having this chat. This has been long coming, and it's good to have everybody available here today. Yeah, thanks guys. Let's share the video, the live stream. The link is there. It's probably now on the channel. I'll share it in the group. Then those who didn't watch maybe can watch and see what we were talking about, and hopefully we can raise up some support for people to join us next time. But thanks everyone. It's been good chatting. Keleboha, I think everybody can understand that.
We can all understand.
Yeah.
Can all understand? That's nice.
Anybody burning to say something before we close? Nino should prepare us an intro and an outro, just like a nice little beat when we start the live stream and when we start and when we finish.
I just want to ask something.
Yes, Robson.
When is your next vlog, or when will you be able to do another one?
Oh, on that, I want to ask you a question. Why did you use the train to travel from Gaborone to Francistown instead of buses?
My question is, well, like why?
Why? Why?
What made you change? What made you change your mind?
My next vlog will be coming up soon. This coming week is maybe very busy, but I'll try to do something. I think I'll piece something up maybe in the next 5 days. So hopefully by the end of the week, due to popular demand, I'll try to put some. There's a video I traveled a while ago, so I have that pending. So I'll try to do that. The train. First of all, it was a new train. That blue train is a new train. But if you watch the intro where I'm sitting in the house and I'm trying to explain, I've got a very long history with the blue train, the Botswana blue train. I used to go for Christmas holidays, and we used to travel by train a lot. So when I heard that there's a new train and when I was in Gabs going up to Francistown, that was what I just wanted to try the train, and just see. Yeah, I'm now thinking. I had used bus quite a number of times in Botswana.
In Botswana? Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, now you must.
But I never vlogged. That was before I was vlogging. But when I came that time, I really wanted to get on the train and do a video. So I will be back.
Okay,
I'll be back to get on Siabelo and to get on Pure White. I want to do a video on Pure White. I used Pure White once.
When do you use Pure White?
Pure White goes to Kazungula. So I think was it? I think 2017 or something like that. If I remember well,
Is
I used
Pure White the name of the train?
White. But that was from Francistown.
Is the Pure White the name of the train?
It's a
No,
bus
that's
company.
the name of the bus. It's a bus company.
Oh.
Yeah. And it was a night bus. It was a night bus, so that was interesting. And I want to go to Ghetto. I always see Ghetto. I really want to go to Hansi.
Yo. At the far end.
I really want. Whichever route, either through Maun, through Seroe, wherever. I want to do. There's a lot of. I really wanted to come to Botswana. I may have a trip to Cape Town in December, and then I want to use the garden route when coming back. But I hear that's a very busy time it's a very peak period for tourism, so very expensive. But I'm still planning and hoping for some of these, and then there's also money to look for. So big dreams, big plans. So we'll see what happens. I'll be coming. Don't worry. I'll be coming.
So what will you use to keep?
I want to do a Lusaka to Joburg through Botswana before they start going back through Zimbabwe. But it costs a lot of money currently. So yeah.
Do you think they're going to go back?
It's a slightly shorter route.
And faster.
It's a slightly shorter route. And Zimbabwe they're actually working on the road from Harare to Beitbridge or something like that. So,
you know what's the problem? You know what's the problem with Botswana right now? It's the curfew and the border hours. Because right now, Shalom, I think they've slept somewhere in the country right now because it's curfew time.
The green bus.
Yeah, the green bus.
But is it necessary?
If
Don't
it
they
wasn't
invite-
for the curfew, I'm sure they would be in Francistown at this time, reaching for the
Yeah.
border. But because
Yeah,
our
yeah.
borders are not 24 hours, they would still sleep at the border and wait for 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Those
But
are
I
the
honestly
problems
think they
with
should
this
just let the buses go.
one. Sometimes they let them pass.
That's weird. Imagine sleeping.
So, the Kumba guy, right? You said you are planning to do Lusaka but to Johannesburg via Kazungula, right?
That's one.
Yeah, via Botswana in
Yeah.
general. Like, which company are you considering traveling with
Oh
now?
my God.
Like, I'm just curious.
Well, I did the thing is I did the i6, the i6s. So if I was to do another Lusaka to Joburg, I would have to make it slightly different. Just there's a lot that I would have to change to make that video relevant and to make the video attractive. So I've done Iriza, I'd want to do
Marco
Marco
Polo.
Polo. I've done
Maybe
Shalom,
your
I'd want
bus.
to do
try
Jordan. Yeah,
Jordan's double decker.
yes, the double decker. So I would have to try to. I mean, that video, the South Africa Lusaka to Joburg video did very well. It's one of my highest viewed videos. And the
Actually,
music was good, the production was good, and I enjoyed that video. So to
I
make
have
That,
something to
vi-
match
that,
that,
vi- that video made all of us cry
I've
as
watched it more than
passporters.
10 times.
Even me. And the
That's
latest
the
I watched
best
it was
video.
today. I watched it today.
That video is the best. I don't want to lie.
yeah. So making another video to Joburg is like a sequel, a part two. You're like, is it as good as the part one? Even I don't even know how I can make something nice like that. So yeah, it's a
I'm
lot
like
of
that.
work.
I'm like that video where you're traveling with Shalom. It actually made me crave a journey with the bus. So it would be nice to get to see you doing another one though.
I'll try. I'll see what I can do. It's now what? Almost 150 US or something like that.
Traveling now is
Yeah.
expensive. You have to pay for COVID test.
Yeah, it's
something
very
else.
costly. But yeah, no, I'll push for something. I need to. I mean, I've started the channel and I enjoy it and people are enjoying videos. So hey, I have a sense of obligation and responsibility to keep doing
So
that.
are you monetized on YouTube yet?
Yes, I am. But I think right now I'm up to 100, just over 100 US total accumulation. But we'll see how that goes. So we'll see. We keep making money, growing slowly. So
No, that's
um,
great. That's amazing. So, okay.
yeah, Kanya, is your question done? You look like
Yeah,
you have a question.
yeah. You answered my questions, boss. I'll bring more questions the next time we meet again.
So
Yes.
what challenges do you face as a blogger in buses with passengers that don't know what you're doing?
Or even the drivers too.
Yeah. Public vlogging is different from in Zambia. The highest number of the type of vloggers you have are girls who do hair and people who do sit down videos and talk. But those of us who vlog in public, in the bus stations, in the markets, it's a lot of hard work. Luckily, most of the drivers, I've managed to befriend them. So I've been able to get the front seat, or I've been able to stand in the front, and for the most part, I've managed to make quite a number of videos, and a number of them are friendly. So being sociable and being friendly will help you. But at the station, people are always skeptical. Why are you recording us and so on? So that's a very big challenge.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, sometimes you try to do sneaky methods of recording. Uh, there are times I've told somebody to take a picture of me, but it's actually recording video, so I pretend as if I'm just having pictures. So, but yeah, with time, and sometimes it's also just your own confidence as an individual, as a vlogger. You have to build your
But
confidence. Just
but
try to be there, try to push back and say, "Hey, mind your own business," and so on.
but I think
So
Hey,
Oli,
yeah,
the
those
bus
are,
drivers that we have here in this country, yeah, they are quite difficult to talk to, especially the ones from Intercape. Like a
Really?
lot of them. Like we as bus porters here this side, we can't really take a lot of pictures, especially with the driver looking at us, giving us that attitude. Yeah, spotting has become a bit difficult. We have to take pictures of the bus without getting the driver's attention. Yeah, so it's really tough. Luckily, the drivers that I had when I was traveling from Kokstad to Johannesburg, they were dope ones. They were dope ones. Luckily, because I mean, I came across like a lot of drivers that gave me. I came across a lot of drivers that gave me like not a good attitude and all that, and it's not nice at all. You know, so that's why it's quite a difficult problem here. And even if you like try to explain to them that you're not demolishing their image, they will still insist that you should not take pictures of the
Take
bus.
pictures. I understand.
They'll be like they'll just talk to you in such a way that they'll make you think that they own the bus and stuff like that. And it's quite rare to like, I don't know if it's actually really rare, but for me, it's quite rare to come across drivers that are like really nice. Those ones that would allow you to come inside the bus and all that stuff. See,
Ronnie is improving the situation in Botswana. I think
I'm
more drivers.
working. I'm working very hard on that because hey,
You, I have to say congratulations. Keep it up.
thank
mm,
you.
By
Because
the time I come to Botswana, the ground will be ready.
oh yeah, I'm working, I'm preparing for everyone. Because even spotter recognition, it was difficult in Botswana. You wouldn't
Mm.
take pictures or videos of buses. But hey, I'm working really hard. You have to interact with those drivers, so that they
mm.
understand.
Yeah, yeah.
I hope we can also like work on the same thing here this side,
You should.
so that we can be in a sport friendly community country like the Brazilians.
Yeah.
But Zambia takes the cup. I don't want to lie. Zambia takes the cup. No, Zambia takes
They
the
take the
cup.
cup on that one.
They take Zambia, the best.
One way. So
Yeah,
most
it's
of
been
them,
good. It's been very good here.
and each province in Zambia have got a different kind of spotters. So it's top notch. Even trucks and buses everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to see tomorrow's Sunday cruise videos. We'll see.
I'd invited I'd invited Akim.
Mm-hmm.
Akim does the Chipata morning cruise.
And
I don't know if you've
it's one of
watched
the
those.
best. It's one of the best.
Yeah.
One of the best. Hey, I love this commentary that one.
He laughs a lot, and he really gets you in the video.
Hey, he's too much. He's too energetic. That one.
He knows the
Hey,
drivers, all the buses, the drivers. That's
hey, when he sees the buses, he gets hyped. He gets hyped up. That one.
and that's 05, eh? That's 05 in the morning.
Hey, the sacrifices
Yo,
making.
I respect him for that. Like spotting at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. So he's there on the group. He should have been here today, but hopefully he'll be here in the next video. Uh, so we'll
But
see.
but
All right.
some
Let me
countries
just
now.
say bye to everybody on YouTube. I don't know who's still there, but thank you, Nola. Thank you, everybody who came. Bandile asked to join in the meeting. But I don't know how to get in touch with Bandile. Who knows Bandile? Bandile and Gubani.
Hey, Robson wanted to say something.
I was saying like some companies in Zambia have made the sporting, not really in Zambia, but some companies have made it like these now sporting funds like Wilson. They sponsor sporters. They even employ. If I'm not mistaken, they told me that they give $20 per month to sporters for just giving them pictures so that they post on their Facebook page. So it's now sort of like an employment to some people.
Yeah, some companies have found they appreciate they recognize the work and appreciate the work of spotters.
Yeah.
So that's been good. Not all of them. Some of even the drivers, not all of them as usual, but there are a few who at least appreciate that work. So I mean, time.
I'm still upset with one of the Shalom drivers because they did not look at me.
He didn't see you.
No, I literally waved at him, at the driver. I made sure that he gets my attention, but he still decides to press on that pedal and continue as if he did not. The host,
It happened to me as well.
The host was just waving at me. I waved at him back, but not the driver.
But I'm sure if Mr. White Shoe was driving, was going to see you.
Who?
Mr. White Shoe, my favorite.
Unfortunately, I did not come across him.
White Shoe drives the green bus.
Yes, I like him. And
yeah, no, you're gonna meet him soon. I asked him to come, and he said he may join us on Zoom.
Really?
Yeah, he's still just recovering, but I think one of our meetings he's going to be here, so hopefully we can interact with him.
Yeah. No, that accident.
That would be a dream come true. That would be a dream come true.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Nice. Have a good night.
Okay. Next time.
We've successfully chatted for almost 3 hours, so this has been good. Traveltainment. Oh, Bandila is still there. So Bandile, go to my Facebook page and my phone number is there. Then text me a WhatsApp. Then we can have you on the next video. Traveltainment is in Namibia border, Katima Mlilo. But hopefully when he's free, he can join us. And yeah, Nola is also here. So thank you, Nola, for being here as well. And yeah, Robson has gone. Thank you, Ronnie, and thank you, Kanya. You guys are the best. It was good to be with you. Finally, after it's been a month. Was it a month or so?
I never thought it would happen. I'm very happy. Very happy.
I also thought.
Hopefully, we can go bigger and bigger. And yeah, continue doing this.
All right, gentlemen, have a great evening. It was nice meeting with you all. It was the Kumba guy. It was nice talking to you. I never thought I would actually get a chance to chat with you guys, But it was nice chatting with you all.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot from this conversation that we had. Yeah. It was really nice.
Yeah,
it was. Robala Sentle.
Thank you.
I've got a lot of Setswana to practice, but yeah. Thanks, guys.
All right. Good night, guys. I'm leaving now.